go, champ. It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, and you're watching True School Sports. Let's go, champ.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to talk about a fight that has been discussed, and I gotta give credit here where credit is due, because truth be told, I may have overlooked this one if it wasn't for my good friend Jairo Galvez. Make sure you guys say what's up to Jairo in the comments. Jairo Galvez, he's the guy behind all these cool compilations, these little like Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence and Tony Harrison and all these compilations you see on the channel with me talking and the music in the background. That's all Jairo, so make sure you guys give him some credit, because he's a big part of what we have going on here on True School Sports. But he's been talking about this fight for a long time, because these are two of his favorite fighters at 168, and I wanted to get my little tough thoughts on it, so y'all can save the date. I know we have Gilberto Ramirez versus Dimitri Bivol, and we should be excited for that fight. But it ain't the only fight on November 5th. November the 5th, we also have David Morrell Jr., one of the top young fighters in the sport today, one of the top super middleweights in the world with only 7 fights. I mean, for 7 fights, the guy is already in the mix. But for 7 fights, the guy is already being talked about as being one of the top 168 pounders in the world today. But you know what? He's stepping up. He's stepping up in a major way. And he's taking on a fighter that I think is a dangerous opponent for him. You know, a guy so far in his career who has yet to taste defeat. And that comes in the form of 16-0 Kazakhstan fighter Aidos Yerbossynuly. I can't even say his last name. Yerbossynuly. Aidos Yerbossynuly. That's who he's fighting next. You know, and this is a good fight, because this fight is good because when we look at David Morrell at this moment in time, David Morrell holds the the regular version of the WBA title. Obviously, Canelo holds the real belt. He holds the secondary belt. Some would say it is the real belt, but he holds the secondary version of the belt. And Yerbossynuly is the number 1 contender for the title. And these two do have a common opponent. Last fight, Aidos fought Lennox Allen and knocked him out in the 10th round. Now, this same Lennox Allen is the only fighter that has taken the distance with David Morrell Jr. So we can't use triangle theories here on True School Sports, but that, those results for both fighters, I believe, along with the ranking positioning in the WBA, made this fight very easy to make, because we know David Morrell is really good, but he wasn't good enough to get Lennox Allen out of there when he fought him. Now, granted, I believe Lennox Allen was only his 2nd or 3rd pro fight. Aidos fought him at a much more advanced stage of his career, but still, he knocked him out. David Morrell didn't, so it's going to be a good fight. Now, Yerbossynuly is 5'11". Morrell is, upwards of, what is he, like 6 something? I know he's like 6'1". He's 6'1", 78.5-inch reach. So he's going to have a 7-inch reach advantage when he fights Aidos Yerbossynuly. He's a southpaw with punching power in both hands. He's got the Cuban footwork. He comes from that Cuban school of boxing, but he's got his own little flavor with it. And I think this is going to be a good test, because from the little bit I've seen of Aidos, he likes to come forward. He likes to fight, and it's going to be up to David Morrell to use some of that boxing skill and hit him with some grown man punches to keep him off of him. And I really think this is going to be, even though, and this is what I'm saying, this is why boxing fans, you can't get caught up in the names. Sometimes people get caught up with who's popular, who you've heard of, who you haven't heard of. I'm telling you right now, and I haven't even watched a whole lot of Aidos, but he is dangerous. He is someone that if David Morrell isn't who we think he is, he's gonna get folded up. Like, that's the kind of fighter he's dealing with Mr. Yerbossynuly. He's one of these Kazakhstan fighters, and we know when you get these fighters from Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan, they're gonna be very well schooled. They're gonna be prepared. You don't really see too many fighters from that country coming in out of shape. It's just how it is. And this is a fight that David Morrell can ill afford to lose. People are throwing his name in the hat with guys like Dave Benavidez and Caleb Plant and all the top names in the super middleweight division. But boxing's an unforgiving sport and an even more unforgiving business. So if he is to lose in an emphatic fashion the way Lennox Allen lost in an emphatic fashion against Aidos, and all of a sudden now we have a new player in the 168 division. We have a new player in the super middleweight division, and David Morrell Jr. will have to rebuild himself, and his stock will take a dramatic hit. So I like the fight. I give Morell credit for taking this fight, because Yerbossynuly is one of them guys that you could say is high risk, low reward. He's one of them guys that you could say, maybe why fight him now when you could fight him later and try to go another route. Even though he's #1 ranked, you could have went another route. He didn't try to do that. You know, they didn't try to weasel the way out the fight. They really believe, and when I say they, I mean like Team Morell. Team Morell really believes in the fighter that they got, and I think if he can go out there and cap the year off with his, with the sensational victory, then that would be a great momentum for him going into 2023, because this is going to be his only fight of 2022. You know, Dan Morell, he's lost a little bit of momentum because he hasn't been very active like many fighters in boxing. So he's got to start building that momentum back up and remind people why he is one of the most hyped up and talked about super middleweights in the world today. So I'm looking very forward to this one. I'm looking forward to seeing what Aidos brings to the table, and if he can get Morell out of there. Because if he can get Morell out of there, then that's going to be a big statement for the super middleweight division. So these are my initial thoughts on the fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure y'all take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, y'all can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You know, you do. You've done it.
Thank you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Dania as well.
He the plug.